starting like this. Attention.
This is a heat of the Temple Challenge Cup between Syracuse University and Cornell University from the USA. Both these crews back in the US probably train about 60 miles apart from each other. They've flown all the way over here to Henley, and now they're racing each other in the first round here at Henley Royal Regatta 2018. And we can see the crews waiting on the start.
Attention!
They're ready to go.
Go!
I was thinking they were getting a long hold there from the umpire where they were sitting with their blades squared in the water. But we see the Cornell crew on the right of our picture there. And now we're looking in here at this Syracuse crew making a pretty even start, I would say.
Yeah, and I think that the Syracuse is potentially going to be the favourites for this race just on recent history. But I'm sure there'll be a lot of American fans tuning in to watch this.
Yeah, and thank you for joining us if you are doing that in the US. Yes, the Cornell crew were actually beaten by the Syracuse crew in the IRA Championships, so they think they're going to have to really pull out their best if they're going to perform here at Henley Royal Regatta in the Temple Challenge Cup.
But a nice even start from both crews. Nobody's kind of had any steering mistakes. That's the big first step to get off to a good start at Henley.
As we see Michael Gould in the stroke seat there of the Syracuse crew setting the rhythm, and the crews now will have been going for about a minute, so they're now settling down into their pace. But this is a side-by-side, it's a head-to-head race, so you want to try to break the opposition if you possibly can.
And potentially Cornell just maybe eking out a little smoother on the bell ball there, but it's still very even at this early stage.
So it's interesting to hear what you say. They're just a little smoother on the bow ball. So just as we look at the white boat closest to us, the boat of Cornell is just checking a little bit, whereas it's just a bit smoother. They're not doing so much to slow the boat down in that yellow Empacher boat on the far side.
Yeah, when we watch the yellow boat, actually they're making a lot of their ground when they're on the recovery, when they're sliding forward and their bow ball is just continuing to move. And just in 30 seconds, they've made a big impact just in smoothing that out.
So we all know rowing's a highly technical sport. I'm so happy to be sat here beside Helen Glover, double Olympic champion, rowed in the coxless pair, and I suppose smoothness and efficiency was something I really remember from watching Helen and her partner Heather Stanning. As we have a look here at the stroke seat, Michael Tomzelski from the Cornell Rowing Club. He says the rower he most admires is Alex Gregory from the Great Britain 8 because of his smooth stroke and calm demeanour. And that smooth stroke is the thing the Cornell crew want to have just as good as they see it in the Syracuse crew, which is just starting to make their efficiency pay really as they come into this tough bit of the race where you'll now see they're away from the bank, they're away from the crowd, and now they've got to really make it happen themselves.
You can see they look quite relaxed in their faces as well. They're kind of just in the boat, no heads looking out over the side, which is really difficult when there's so many people on the bank and so much going on. You've got boats going up and down beside them as well.
Yeah, I generally think about that heads looking down the boat thing, that ultimately you've got to avoid the distractions. And this is a river course. You can see a little bit of wood in the water there that's just coming up between the crews. Let's hope it doesn't disturb the Cornell crew in any way as they just pass over it there. They've managed to pass cleanly and quietly over it. As they come through the mark, we know as Forley, that's halfway down the course, and they'll get their time for halfway down the course. They'll be reported back to the crowds back here in the grandstand. And as we see, Syracuse are really just taking very small steps, just inching away down the course.
Yeah, and this is the point where in the Cornell boat, you get that moment where the bowman almost loses sight of the boat in front, and that's a difficult point because you want to hold that contact. Once contact is still there, you still have that adrenaline hit, you still have that hope, and they do have, almost overlap, so their bowman needs to know the boat is still there.
And that's Carl Tracy in the bow seat of the Cornell crew, just trying to keep that overlap. He says this is his first time racing at Henley. He's excited to be able to race in front of his extended British family. So I hope he's got that support there, and I hope they can respond to it there if they take a little look over their right shoulders and they know they're still in contact. Well, they've still got that overlap. I'm sure they'll still have that belief.
And that's the thing with one-on-one racing, is that if you don't give up, then you just don't give the other team a chance to let up. They have to work to the line, and by holding that contact, that's what they're asking of Syracuse.
And I think we all know it who've been in races. looks like a length. You watch it on television like this and you think, oh, well, they look like they're in control. We know how much they're hurting. They're now, about 1,600 metres into this course. They will be feeling absolute pain, and really just to see the quality of the Syracuse crew still moving nicely and smoothly together.
Yeah, absolutely, and I think it'll be a big confidence booster. And you'd imagine they'd look back at this footage and see that moment, that minute into the minute to a minute half, where they made the big difference. And actually, they've really held it relatively similarly throughout the rest of the race. And hopefully, they'll use this. This is amazing footage. Not many people will get this of a race.
Yeah, absolutely. Like you say, the crews have been more or less going the same speed, apart from that key period from about 45 seconds into 2 minutes in, as we see this lovely picture of the crews going underneath us. You see the nicely synchronised blade work. You see the conventional rig of the boat on the right of our shot now, the Cornell crew, and the slightly different rigging, the setup of where the oars are on the Syracuse boat to the left, hopefully providing just a bit more efficiency in terms of the way the force is pressed down the boat to keep the boat going absolutely straight, allowing the rudder to do, the cocks to do slightly less with the rudder.
And they're showing good maturity here, because, I mean, if I was in that boat, I'd probably be getting pretty frustrated right now that we had broken clear water. But they've got more races to go throughout the rest of the week, and, they need to kind of pace themselves all the way through the race. But, yeah, I think that they're showing kind of a good sense of what to come for the rest of the regatta.
Well, it's Dominic Santora Jr. in the stroke seat. He's experienced at the Under-23 World Championships in Bulgaria last year, and he's keeping his crew calm. They're not sprinting for the line. They're in control of this now, and they know they're coming down in front of these good crowds who are enjoying the sunshine and the warm weather here, and we're seeing them crossing the line. So that's that win by about a length for Syracuse over Cornell. And the crews will now just come to rest right beside our commentary position here. And there's confirmation of that result, a win for Syracuse University over Cornell University.